G'day everyone and welcome to another Minecraft build tutorial. In this one I'll show you how to create 8 different builds for a town center, and these of course can be used elsewhere, but they're primarily made to be built in the center of a town. Now let's get on to the showcase for each design. For the first one, we have a simple gazebo design, which can also easily be repurposed into a well, which is what the second design is. All that's different between the two designs is we've added in a little thing up here with some water inside of this cauldron, and also a big hole in the ground here with some water down below. Onto the third design, we have a man-made little pond thing with a nice little roof section in the center. Next up is a big stone fountain design that really suits a royal city slash town pretty well. And it's also great for adding to courtyards of castles and stuff like that. The fifth design is a massive custom tree with a nice little barrier containing it. This tree looks really hard to make, but it is actually quite the opposite. Using my patent pending special tree techniques, you'll be able to build one of these extremely easily. For the next one, we have a small and simple marketplace design, which is mainly meant to be expanded to fit your needs. The idea would be to just repeat the stall designs along the path as much as you need. Then for the second last design, we have a simple statue with a little garden surrounding it, all on its own little raised platform thing. For the final design, and the best one in my opinion, is a small and simple medieval themed bell tower. It is of course a fully functional bell tower too, so you can ring the bell and send all your villagers back into their homes. Alright, so with all of the builds done and showcased, I'll now show you how to create each one for yourself. Alright, so starting off the first build, let's go ahead and place in a stone brick block right here, and then 3 blocks away from that we're going to place another one, and then directly diagonally across from that we're going to place another one, and then we're just going to repeat this until we get like this kind of square shape. Now in between each of these, let's connect them all up with some stone blocks. Let's just go around and connect each of these sides up like this, and then we're going to also fill in all of the middle with more stone blocks. Next, in front of all of the stone here, we're going to place in 3 stone slabs, and then to the left and right, we're going to place some stone brick stairs. And let's just quickly repeat this on all of the sides. Alright, and while we're at it, we may as well finish off the pathway and the extra little decorations. So in each of the corners, we're going to place an oak leaf block and then surround it by spruce signs. So let's just go ahead and repeat this in each of the corners. And with that done, now we're going to extend all of the pathways out. You can do this, of course, as far as you want. I'm just going to go a couple of blocks for the sake of the video. I just don't want us to go for too long. So on the sides, we're going to extend it out with stone bricks. And then in the center, we're going to continue the stone. Alright, now with all the pathways done, let's actually create the gazebo itself. So let's head up onto the platform, and in each of these corners here, just 1 block away from this leaf block here, we're going to place in our base of our pillars. So let's go ahead and do that in each corner. Alright, now we're going to raise these all up by an additional 3 blocks so that they're 4 blocks high in total. Now with that done, let's go ahead and connect all of them up in between each other like this. And then we're also going to add some sticky out blocks like this on each corner. On each of these sticking out blocks, let's place on a stone button. And then we're going to have to pick the side that we want to be the front and the side that we want to be the side. So I'm going to choose this side here as the front. So the roof is going to go up like this. Hopefully that makes sense. So in between these 2 pillars here, let's place in 2 spruce fence gates on either side. And in the center, a spruce fence with a lantern hanging on the end. Now we're just going to quickly repeat this on the opposite side. So 2 spruce fence gates, spruce fence, and a lantern. Now we're going to head around to the sides. And in these sides, in the corners here, we're going to place in some slabs on the top half of this block. And then we're also going to do the same along the middle. Next, we're gonna have to grab out some scaffolding, and let's head up just a little bit. And on top of the spruce logs here, we're gonna place some spruce trapdoors, extend these scaffoldings up a little bit more. And now to continue on the roof, we're going to just build all the way up to the top in the middle with some spruce stairs. So just place a strip along like this, and then on the sides underneath here, we're gonna place in some upside down stairs, and then just continue this thing going all the way up into the center. And then once we get up to the top middle block here, we're going to, instead of placing more stairs, we're going to place in some slabs like this, and then we're going to extend it all the way along to the other side. Now we're just going to repeat this whole thing on the opposite side. So let's jump back down. We're going to place in some slabs along the top half of these blocks. Grab out some scaffolding, or you can use your existing one if you want. I'm lazy, so I'm just going to build another one. And now heading up, let's place once again some spruce trapdoors on top of these blocks here. And then we're going to place in some more stairs just like we did on the other side. And now along the top here, we're actually going to remove these 2 blocks and also these 2 blocks. So we're just going to leave the end ones and also the center one. And we're going to replace these slabs that were here with some more spruce trapdoors. And now with that, we can head down, destroy our scaffoldings, and marvel at our brand new gazebo. Next, onto the well design. We can actually reuse this existing gazebo and just convert it into a well design, and it's really easy to do. All we need to do is dig a 3x3 hole in the center here. You can go down as far as you want. For the sake of the video, I'll just be going down a couple of blocks. Now we'll also be replacing all of these dirt blocks with more stone blocks. You can of course do this if you want to, you don't have to. And while we're down here, go ahead and fill up all of the bottom with some water. Now using some scaffolding, we're going to go ahead and bring ourselves all the way back up to the top, and then be sure to remove that bottom scaffolding as well. Next up, we're going to create a little thing here that holds the cauldron with the water bucket in it. So preferably do this in line with your lanterns. So we're going to place 2 fence gates on either side like this, and then a spruce fence in the center. Now hanging below this, we're going to place an additional chain and then a cauldron, and fill this cauldron up with some water. And now all that's left to do is to connect up each of the pillars here with some stone slabs. So just go all the way around and just connect them all up with stone slabs, just like that. And then there we go. That's it for your well design. Alright, on to the next one, the pond design. This one is quite a bit larger than the previous one, so be sure to get out a bunch of stone bricks, stone and andesite. Now you'll only need the stone and the andesite if you want to texture the entire pathway. It's up to you. You can of course leave it as a solid block. So starting off with the shape, what we're going to do is destroy a line of 7 in the grass. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're going to replace this all with some stone bricks. Just for now, we're going to texture it all at the end. Then on the end, diagonally, we're going to destroy an additional 2 blocks and fill those up with more stone bricks. And then we're going to do another line of 7 on this row here. So another diagonally block away, if that makes any sense. And then we're going to extend this 7 blocks out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fill all of these in with some more stone bricks. And now we're just going to repeat this exact same thing until we get this kind of circle shape. And there we go, there's our completed shape just like this. Here's an aerial view if you're a little bit confused. Next, what we're going to go ahead and do is remove all of the grass inside of this circle here. Now with all of that removed, we're going to add in some additional stone bricks. So in the corners here, we're going to place an additional stone brick right in between these 2. And then on these sides here, we're going to place an additional 2 stone bricks like this. Now let's go ahead and repeat this in all of the corners. So in this corner, once again, an additional stone brick here, and then 2 more on either side. Now here's another aerial view if you're a little bit confused. Next, in each of these corner blocks here, we're going to place an additional 2 stone brick slabs just like this. So go ahead and do this in each corner. And now we're going to replace all of the dirt in here with some more stone bricks. Now with all of that done, let's go ahead and extend our pathways out. So the pathways are going to be in line with these 3 blocks here. So we're just going to extend these out. I'm just going to go a couple of blocks for the sake of the video. And then just go ahead and of course repeat this on each side. Now with all of those done, let's go ahead and texture everything. This is of course optional, like I said at the beginning, but for the texture, we're going to be using stone and also andesite. So just go ahead and mix these blocks in randomly. And we will of course be doing this in the middle area as well. Next, let's go ahead and create the actual pond pathways that connect up all of these pathways together, and then also all of the water. So for the pathways, what we're going to go ahead and do is grab out some spruce stairs. And now in the center here, we're going to go 1 block away from the center and place our first spruce stairs like this. And then we're going to extend this all the way until the center right here. We're going to just go 4 blocks away. And then we're going to repeat this on the opposite side as well, leaving a 1 block gap in the middle. And then in this middle part here, we're going to fill it up with some spruce trapdoors. Now let's go ahead and repeat this on each side. Now in each of these corner blocks here where there's a gap in between all the stairs, we're going to place in some stripped spruce wood blocks. And then we can go ahead and connect up all of these pathways in the center, but before we do that, let's place an additional stripped spruce block like this, and then we're going to place in some more spruce trapdoors all the way along, just like that. Now in all of these gaps here, we can go ahead and place in some water. So we're going to fill up all of these stairs with water, and also fill up all of the area in here as well. And now let's just go ahead and repeat this in all of the corners. Now with all of the water done, we can go ahead and place in our stone brick walls with the lanterns on top. So in the corner blocks here, in each corner, we're going to go ahead and place in some stone brick walls, and on top of those, some lanterns. Now in the center here, we're going to place our little roofed area. So let's go ahead and on top of all of these stripped spruce blocks, we're going to place in some stone brick walls. On top of these, let's place in some spruce fences. Now let's grab out the old scaffolding and hold shift and place in a couple of scaffolding blocks like this. On top of each of the fences, let's go ahead and place a spruce trapdoor. And then in between all of these trapdoors, we're going to place in some spruce slabs. And then let's go ahead and place another spruce slab just like this in the center. Now we can remove our scaffolding, and that's it. We're all done with the Pond Town Center. Next, it's time to create the fountain. So let's first start off with the outline, of course, and we're going to be texturing this whole fountain with stone and stone bricks. Of course, it is optional. So to start off, let's place a row of 3 blocks just like this, and then we're going to go diagonally away from this an additional block, and then an additional 3 blocks just like this in a line. And now this is the basic shape of the outline of the foundation, so let's go ahead and repeat this. So an additional corner block here, 3 blocks, corner, 3 blocks, you get the picture. Now we're actually going to be replacing these middle blocks here with some upside down stair blocks. Just go ahead and place all of these in around each side. Now in all of these corners here, we're going to place in some slabs. And now before we get started in the fountain itself, let's go ahead and place in our pathway and ground texture. We're going to be doing this with gravel and andesite. So we're going to go 2 blocks away from each side. We're going to destroy 2 blocks of grass just like this all the way around. And then jumping off of the fountain over here, we're going to go an additional 2 blocks to the side, and then we're going to do the same on this side, and then an additional diagonal block like that. Hopefully that makes sense. Now we're going to remove all of this grass left over on the inside and do this on each side. Now with all of that done, let's go ahead and also add in our pathway outline. So this pathway is 3 blocks wide, so we're going to go in line with the fountain, these 3 blocks here. We're going to just destroy some additional grass blocks just like that. Go ahead and of course repeat this on each side. Now with that done, let's go ahead and fill in all of the blocks with some andesite and gravel. Also, don't forget to do these blocks underneath the stairs as well. Now it's time to move on to the actual fountain itself. So inside here, on top of all of these grass blocks, we're going to place in a mixture of stone brick slabs and also stone slabs. Now let's go ahead and add in our main central area for the fountain. So what we're going to do is replace this center block with a stone brick block, and then we're going to go up an additional 5 blocks. So let's go up 1, and we're also going to mix in some stone. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now on top of here, we're going to hold shift and place in some upside down stairs on either side like this. Also, just go ahead and mix in some stone and stone bricks. Now on top of the center block here, let's place a stone brick wall with a lantern on top. Now on top of all of these upside down stairs, we're going to place in some more stairs. Once again, mix in stone and also stone bricks. Next, let's go ahead and jump down and add in our secondary kind of layer of fountain-ness. I don't really know what to call it. So we're going to go 1.5 blocks up. So this is the half, and then 1, 2. Now on this second layer here, we're going to add in some upside down stairs. Go all the way around and just place in a bunch of upside down stairs like this. And then in front of all of these stairs, we're going to place in a slab, and on top of that, an additional slab. Next, let's go ahead and place in some water buckets on all of these slab blocks inside here. Now with that done, let's go ahead and grab our scaffolding and just head all the way back up to the top here. And we're going to fill in some water inside of the stone brick wall here, and also some water inside of all of these stair blocks. And then jumping down, we can destroy our scaffolding. And now the last thing to do is place in some lanterns on top of all of these stair blocks. And also we're going to add in some texture with some stone in all of these blocks along here. We're also going to replace some of these stone brick slabs with some stone slabs. And there we go. That's it for the Fountain Town Center design. Alright, and now onto the next design, the big tree. First, we're going to go ahead and create the outline circle that surrounds the tree. And to do that, we're going to be using stone brick slabs. So we're going to place in a row of 4 just like this, and then 1 block in, we're going to go a row of 2, and then we're going to go in again and place another row of 2 like this, and then another row of 4 like this. And now we're just going to repeat this again to create a full circular shape. And there we go, so there's our final shape. Next, what we're gonna do is grab out some oak leaves and place them in some specific locations. So firstly, let's place one in each corner in this spot here, and then we're going to branch it off an additional block either way, and then we're also going to place one in these corners as well. So pretty much just creating a shape like this, and we're gonna repeat this in every corner. Next up, we're going to place the base of the tree, and to do this, we're going to go into one side on here, and then we're going to go 2 blocks away from this. So 1, 2, and then we're going to place the base start of each tree like this. We're going to do this on every side. Next, we're going to connect all of these up together by placing an additional log in all of the gaps in the corners here. And now before we move on to the rest of the tree, let's go ahead and fill in all of this area with some grass, allium, cornflower, azure bluette, and also some tall grass. You can of course choose to put in whatever you want. I just feel like this looks the nicest. Alright, now with that done, let's go ahead and add in some more logs. So right now we're just creating the base shape of the tree. We're going to go ahead and randomize all of it later on. But what we're going to do now is raise up all of these areas inside here. So now you should have something like this. And now we're going to go ahead and do the exact same thing once again. And now for this build, I'm going to be flying just to make things a lot quicker and easier. You will of course have to use scaffolding if you're in survival. Next, we're going to raise up this central tree trunk up an additional 8 blocks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's going to be 9 in total from this little bottom stump. Now let's go ahead and raise all of the sides up. Now on top of here, let's add on a bunch of oak leaves. So we're just going to place in a couple like this, and this is going to be the top of the tree here. And now what we need to go ahead and do is create some branches that go off in all directions. So to do that, what I like to do is grab some oak wood and just create these kind of shapes just branching off either side. Go ahead and add some of these lower and higher up as well. Add some shorter ones and some longer ones. Try and randomize it as much as you can. So now with the shape kind of looking like this, just with random branches sticking out in all directions, what we're going to do is go ahead and add some leaves onto every exposed block. So we're going to place leaves on every exposed face that you see. Just go ahead and add on a leaf block. And there we go. Now with all of those branches covered, your tree should be looking like this. It of course does still look pretty weird up here, so we're going to go ahead and fix that right now. So what we're going to do is add in some extra little branches. Make sure these aren't too long, as we don't want this to be kind of a jarbled mess up here full of leaves. So let's go ahead and just add in some extra branches on these sides where we need it, and also just continue doing our same thing, just placing oak leaves on all of the exposed faces. Now with that done, it's looking a little bit better. Let's go ahead and just take out some of the leaves on the top here and also add in some random leaves in random places. Don't be afraid to just add in extra leaves wherever you think you need them. So now with that, our tree is looking pretty good, except for of course the stump, and we'll get to that in a minute. But this is a really great way to create some custom trees really easily. All you need to do is just create branches and place leaves on every exposed block. I think in the original tree, the branches were kind of drooping down more like a weeping willow tree, and this one's kind of sticking up, so it's a bit of a different one. But if you want to create one more like in the original image, go ahead and just make your branches arch upwards and then down. So I feel like we need a couple more extra tiny little branches down below here. So let's go ahead and just add in just a couple. And of course add on some leaves as well. I don't want these to be as bushy, so we might leave the bottom ones open like this, and also some blocks just kind of missing like that. And there we go. I'm happy with that tree. Now let's go ahead and fix up the stump area. And to do that, what we're going to do is just replace some random blocks with spruce stairs and also spruce slabs. Take out some chunks, add in some chunks, and just pretty much just try and keep it as random as possible. We can also go ahead and add in some up here as well and make this trunk kind of hollow looking. And there we go. There's our custom tree town center design. Alright, next up, it's onto the marketplace design. So what we're going to do is remove 4 blocks of grass like this in a square, and we're going to replace it all with some stone bricks, and then we're going to extend these out in each direction by 7 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we're also going to bring it back this way. And then let's go ahead and just remove this same amount in each direction. Now with all of those done, let's go ahead and place some stone bricks in their place. We will also be texturing these stone bricks with some cracked stone bricks. That is of course optional. Alright, so now let's go ahead and add in our texture. Just some cracked stone bricks. Don't add too many in, as it kind of makes it look a bit weird. So just keep the texturing pretty light. Next, it's time to create the actual ground that the market stall is going to be situated on. And to do that, we're going to be making a circular shape in between all of these paths. So to create the shape, let's first remove 3 grass blocks to the right of this pathway here. And then we're going to go in 1 block and remove 2. And then we're going to repeat this exact same thing on this side. So 1, 2, 3 blocks and then 2. And then there we go. That's our shape. Now let's go ahead and repeat this in each corner. And now also let's go ahead and remove all of the grass all the way inside of this whole circle. And now with all of that removed, let's go ahead and place in our stone, andesite, and also gravel. This is of course going to be just a fully textured pathway. It looks really nice doing it this way, so I would strongly recommend texturing this. And there we go, there's our entire marketplace kind of center created. Here's a final overview. And so now with all of that done, let's go ahead and add in our actual marketplace stands. So for the first one, what we're going to do is grab out some stripped spruce wood. We're going to head over into this corner here, and then 1 block away from the corner, let's place in our first block. And then we're going to extend this down this way by 3 more blocks, so it's 4 long in total. Then on top of the end ones, we're going to place on some spruce fences. And then also on the back side, 1 block away, we're going to place in 2 spruce fences, just like this in each corner. Now in between these 2 blocks here on each side, we're going to place in some spruce fence gates. Now we're going to have to grab out some scaffolding, so just place in a couple at the front here, and we're going to add on the roof. So for the trim, let's first place on some spruce stairs on these 2 fence blocks, and then we're going to do the same on these fences as well. Now in between these, let's add in a slab and then another slab on top like that to create this shape. And then in between these stairs, we'll also add in some more slabs. And now on these blocks here in the middle, we're going to place on some white wool and also some yellow wool. Now we can destroy our scaffolding and head back down. And now all that's left to do for this market stall is place on the decorations. And for this one, we're going with a lantern and a couple of candles. I'm thinking that this market stall is going to be selling kind of lights and stuff like that. Feel free to, of course, change all of these market stalls to hold whatever you want. And now on the opposite side of this, we're going to repeat the exact same design. So just pretty much mirror this exact design on this side. Now this time on this one, we're going to be putting a large amethyst bud and also a brewing stand. This one's kind of a brewing / enchanting stall, I don't know. And we also, for this one, instead of using some yellow wool, we use some blue wool. Alright, now with these 2 done, let's head over into the back right corner and add in our biggest stall. So let's first start it off by placing some stripped spruce wood in this corner block here. And then coming away from it, we're going to add in 3 upside down spruce stairs and then an additional stripped spruce wood block just like that. Now on top of these 2 stripped spruce wood blocks, let's place in 2 fences, and then we're going to add in some more fences on this back side here, so spaced apart 3 blocks, 1, 2, 3, and on the 4th block we're going to add in 3 fences, and then let's do the same over on this side as well. Now let's grab out the old scaffolding and create the trim for the roof. So let's place in a couple of blocks here. Now on top of this fence here, we're going to place in 2 slabs, and we're also going to do the same on this side, and then we're going to connect them up with some more slabs in between. Now let's bring our scaffolding over this way, and let's add in some more slabs. So we're going to place 1 coming off of this block here, and then we're going to place in an additional 4, or 4 in total, sorry. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Keep bringing our scaffolding a bit more over and also up. And now up here, we're going to add in 1 coming off of this one and another one here. And then an additional 2 above it to create this shape. Sorry if it's kind of confusing. Here's an overview. So it's pretty much a full block and then slab, full block, slab, and then slab, full block, slab. And now let's just quickly go ahead and repeat this on the opposite side and also on the back as well. Alright, now it's time to add in the actual main roof, which is going to be made out of wool, of course. So for this first ring on the back here, let's place in some white wool just in this shape. So it's 2 and then 1 in the center and then another 2. And then coming away from this one, we're going to add in some green wool and then another ring of white wool just like that. And that's the roof all done. Easy peasy. Now it's time to add in all of our decorations. So let's head over onto the back in between these two fences and let's first add in a barrel. Next to that, a smithing table and then a stripped spruce wood block just like that. And then in line with these three, one block spaced away. So on this layer here, we're going to add in an anvil, a cauldron with some water inside, and then another barrel just like this on the end. Now on this front desk here, we're going to add a lantern on the leftmost stair block. And then on the rightmost stair block, let's place an item frame with an iron sword inside. And now let's grab an armor stand and head over to this block here, just one block away from the fence, and we're going to place an angled armor stand. And on this, let's chuck on an iron helmet, iron chestplate, leather pants, and leather boots. You can of course put whatever armor you want on there, it doesn't really matter. And now that's it for our big market stall. Now let's head over into the final section. So this one's the easiest out of all of them, as we don't have to make a roof, thankfully. But once again, we're going to place a stripped spruce wood block in this corner here, and then we're going to add in 2 spruce slabs and then another stripped spruce wood block on the end. Now we're going to repeat this same thing one block away, so place another stripped spruce block, but this time just one spruce slab and then another stripped spruce block. And now at the ends of these, let's place a chest at the end of the long one and then a barrel on the end of the shorter one. And now finally, let's finish up by placing some flower pots. So we're going to place 3 on this section here, and then on the other one, we're going to place 2 on these 2 blocks. Now in this first pot here, let's place an oxeye daisy, and then on this left one, a white tulip. On the back ones, let's place in a blue orchid, and then finally a cornflower. And then there we go. That's it for our marketplace design. This is of course pretty small, but it's meant to be kind of expanded. So as long as your pathways keep going this way, you can extend the stone, gravel, and andesite as far as you want and add in more market stands. There's 3 different versions for you to repeat across how big of an area you need. So yeah. Alright, next up we have a little statue design, which is actually pretty cute. It has a little garden around it as well. So let's first create the base for the statue, and this is going to be 3 wide and 4 long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and now let's just fill all of this in. Now let's surround all of the exposed grass faces here with some spruce trapdoors. Now it's time to grab out the scaffolding. You will be needing a bunch of scaffolding to build this guy. Alright, so first let's create the legs, which is just 4 blocks. And to do this, we're going to be using a mixture of stone bricks, cracked stone bricks, and also more stone, I guess. And then we're going to be using this same texture for the arms, but for the body we'll be using polished andesite and also stone bricks, just to try and keep them looking a little bit more separated. So let's place 3 polished andesite blocks like this, and then we're going to place some stone bricks like this, and then let's just chuck another polished andesite block there. So the legs were 2 high, the body is now 3 high. Now let's bring our scaffolding over this way, and for the top of the arm here, we're going to connect it to the top of the body, of course. And let's do this one with some stone brick stairs coming off like that. And then down below this, let's place in some stone bricks and some more stone. Now heading on to the other side, do the same thing, some more stone brick stairs, and then some stone and some stone bricks. Now for the head, let's extend our scaffolding up a little bit higher. And then for the head, we're going to be using stone bricks and just stone. So let's place some stone bricks here and then some stone beside that. Now coming off of this, let's place some stone brick stairs and then some more stone stairs. And then let's place some more stairs above these. So we're going to alternate it. So above the stone stairs, some stone brick stairs, and then you get the point. Now let's do the same thing on the back, so stone bricks and then stone. And there we go, that's it for the statue. Now let's head down and add in all of our flowers. Alright, so to get a nice placement of all of the flowers, let's first go in and actually add some grass. We're going to place these in these 2 corners, and then over this side, right next to the statue. Now to the left of this first piece of grass here, let's place in a blue orchid, and then we're going to place a cornflower and an allium. And then heading over this side, let's place a cornflower, a blue orchid, and then another allium like that. And in between these, let's place in a cornflower. And there we go, that's it for our small statue design. Alright, and now it's time to head on to the final design, the small bell tower. So let's first start off by creating the shape for the base, which is just a 3x3 square, just like this. Now let's go ahead and raise up each corner by an additional 7 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now let's go ahead and just repeat this in each corner. Now let's go ahead and connect all of these up at the top here and jump down, and we'll continue on with the top later on, but for now let's just work on the bottom portion. So next let's go ahead and add in some upside down stone brick stairs. We're going to leave a 2 block gap in between all of these. This is where we're going to be adding in our doors. Then above this, let's add in a full block, and then above this, all the way at the top, let's add in an upside down stair block again to create this shape. Now let's go ahead and quickly repeat this on each side. Now with that done, let's go ahead and add in some stone blocks in front of each of the corners here, all the way around on each side. And then in between all of these, let's add in some stone brick slabs. Now above each of these stone blocks here, let's add in a stone brick wall and then a spruce fence. And of course, just go ahead and repeat this on each one. Now on each side, we're going to add in a little roof design. So to create this, on top of the left side fence here, let's add in a spruce stair, and then let's do the same on the other side. And then in between these, let's place in a spruce slab on the top part here, and then add in another one below it, just like that, to create this shape. And now let's quickly go ahead and repeat this on each side. Now with that done, let's go ahead and also add in our doors. So just head inside here and then just go ahead and place in all of your doors like that. If you don't want doors on each side, you can replace these with instead some stone brick stairs just like this, and then you can put a fence in here to create a window just like that. But because this is a town center, we're going to have paths leading to each section, so we're going to have doors in each section. Now it's time to crack out the scaffolding, and we're going to head back up to the top and create the top portion. But just before we go all the way up to the top, let's instead stop right here. We're going to chuck a stone brick block in between all of these stair blocks here. And then underneath this block here, let's add in our bell. So all of this is going to be made out of stone for now, and we also will be texturing all of the stone with some andesite, and then all of the stone bricks with some cracked stone bricks, but we'll get to that at the end. So on each corner, let's add in a stone stair block, and we're going to do this on each side. So we're going to have to probably create quite a few scaffolding pillars all the way around. Now with that done, let's go ahead and place a spruce fence gate in between each of these stone stairs on each side. And now let's extend our scaffolding up a little bit higher just so we can get all the way up here. And now on top of each of these stairs, we're going to place in a stone block. And then in between all of these, a stone slab just above the spruce fence gate. And now up here, we're going to fill in this block and place an additional block. And then on top of this block here, let's chuck on a lantern. And now that's it for the entire bell tower. All that's left to do now is add in our texture. This is of course optional, like with everything else in this video. So let's first go ahead and texture all of the stone. And to do this, we will be using andesite. So just chuck in some andesite. Be sure to replace some of the stairs as well, and even some of the slabs too, with some andesite ones. And there we go. I'm pretty happy with that. So now let's head down and add in some andesite onto these stone blocks down here as well. And now with that, all that's left to do is add in some cracked stone bricks onto all of the sides. So we can go ahead and remove all of our scaffolding because we should be able to reach all of the stone bricks, except for the ones up there, but oh well. And now let's just go ahead and add in some light texture using these cracked stone bricks. Don't add too much or it will start to look a little bit strange. So just a couple of blocks, maybe like 5 or 6 in total. And that's it for the bell tower itself. Now all that's left to do is add in our pathways. Now because this bell tower is made out of stone, it suits a dirt path better instead of a gravelly kind of stone path, as it all kind of blends in. So I'm going to be using a dirt path for this. So let's first add in some pathway blocks. And now let's just fill in all of the gaps and all around here as well with some coarse dirt and also some rooted dirt. You can of course leave this grass if you wanted to. It is entirely up to you. And there we go. This is our completed bell tower design. And well, that's it for the town center designs. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and also subscribe with notifications on to be notified of future uploads. Cheers for watching everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.